What's up, Tweener? Welcome back to another video, and we are back again. Third daily upload. Wow, that's a new personal best for me. I mean, I can't believe that. If you're wondering why my bags under my eyes are so big, it's because the Australian Open has been killing me with this schedule. But for the next 2 weeks, I'm getting no sleep because of this tournament, and I couldn't be more excited. Before we get started, if you're new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any tennis news, tennis action, tennis vlogs that we are doing, and turn those notifications on so you don't miss any of the action. Now, and while we're on the topic of the Australian Open, an Aussie, Bernard Tomic, you may have known him from recent articles in the past where he has proclaimed his dislike for tennis, and he loves just the sport because he likes earning money. I mean, that's a good motivation for him, but he didn't have to make that public. But besides the point, he has come out recently after his loss to Marin Cilic that he thinks that Lleyton Hewitt should be struck of his Davis Cup captaincy. Captaincy? What's the word for that? Well, let's just say he expressed his dislike for Lleyton Hewitt being the Davis Cup captain, saying that Lleyton Hewitt only favorites people that are under his wing, that people that he manages, which is still very interesting to me because I feel like Lleyton Hewitt still hasn't officially retired. He has retired from singles, but he's constantly playing doubles in tournaments with people that are his friends or people that he's mentoring, and that he's in Alex de Minaur's corner, so he plays doubles with him from time to time. So I find it very interesting that he's still playing, but he's not playing, if that makes sense. Tomic has come out and said that he only favorites certain people. The quote that he used during his press conference was, "He's just doing the wrong thing. He's playing Davis Cup. I thought he was retired. He's playing all these matches, stuff like this." You know what I mean? He used to hate Tennis Australia. It's weird, and now he loves them. What happened here? But I guess he's using them for other things and resources, and yep, it's for his paycheck. Yep. I mean, he's coming out and saying that Lleyton Hewitt basically is just using Tennis Australia as his backbone to gain more recognition. And now that he's training some of these young guys, he's picking them over Kyrgios, Kokkinakis, Tomic, and I mean, that's understandable. But you have three guys that are still pretty good, at least two of them. I don't know why Bernard Tomic is complaining. He's probably just complaining that he's just being overlooked, even though he seems a bit overrated at this point. So it's very interesting to see why he's doing all of this. And recently, after he made those claims, Tennis Australia, W Management for Lleyton Hewitt, and Lleyton Hewitt all met in a secret meeting after those comments to discuss what was going on and why he was saying these things. I'm not personally sure of why it was going on, but they're probably trying to get to the bottom of this because Lleyton Hewitt just doesn't want any part of this, especially if he's the Davis Cup captain for Australia. Tomic has claimed that Lleyton Hewitt puts himself first as well instead of the usual guys that are playing for Australia. So that's interesting to see why he's doing that. And I can see why he's doing that, especially with his management group. His management group, if you look at their page is very specific in who they're picking, especially now that Lleyton Hewitt and de Minaur are under the same management. And I understand that Lleyton Hewitt is picking de Minaur over some of these other guys because de Minaur is now the talk of the town. He's probably going to be the next biggest Australian star behind Nick Kyrgios, because Nick Kyrgios doesn't have the attitude for it and de Minaur does. So I'm very interested to see what kind of path de Minaur has, especially with all this potential that he has, especially with winning his first title in Sydney and being one of the next gens to possibly win a major even. I mean, it's a bold prediction, but I think he's one of the ones that can actually do it, especially with his mentality of mental toughness, I would say, for him. Tomic has reason to believe that Lleyton Hewitt is playing favorites with the Davis Cup, and I don't mind those comments, and I don't mind him speaking his mind, especially when it comes to this kind of stuff, because I'm still curious as to why Lleyton Hewitt is not really retired. So I'm just wondering how that situation works with Tennis Australia, because Lleyton Hewitt's not retired, but he plays, but he is retired. That doesn't make sense to me, and that really doesn't make sense to anyone else. No one's really gotten to the bottom of that, so I feel like Tomic might actually have a case here when it comes to that. Hewitt's manager, David Drysdale from W Sports Media, has called Tomic's quotes inaccurate and false, which you have to if you're the manager for the guy who's leading Davis Cup. And if we go back to what I said about their meeting, no one really knows the purpose of that meeting, and I don't know where it's gonna go. People are just probably putting pieces together to find out if this is actually true, which they're probably gonna say is not, and I just wanna know if Lleyton Hewitt is actually this bad of a guy when it comes to picking others over Australian kids. I can't even say kids anymore because Tomic, Kyrgios, and Kokkinakis are both all in their 20s and not really kids anymore. So that's an interesting. Tomic is actually giving specific names as to who's being picked over Kokkinakis, Kyrgios, and himself. Like Bolte, Pullmans, all of these guys, they're under his wing, so they get a percentage of that. Percentage of what? Percentage of the money that they're making for the media group? That's a pretty big accusation, especially when it comes to money being involved. So that's probably why the meeting is happening as well. So I just want to see how this feud plays out between Tomic and Hewitt. I can see it. It's actually pretty interesting because Lleyton Hewitt is one of the biggest Australian tennis players to come out of the country, especially with this generation of kids playing, because everyone looked up to him and everyone's trying to be like the next Lleyton Hewitt out of Australia, because he was just, I loved watching him play. But now that I'm finding out more information about this, I don't know what to think when it comes to Tomic's rant. So you guys leave a comment down below of whether or not you think this is real, or whether you think Tomic is just blowing smoke, or Hewitt's actually playing favorites. I hope you guys did enjoy this video as well. If you like this video, make sure to leave a like on this video, and make sure you're still subscribed to Tweener Tennis. Check us out on all our social medias, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and if you want to see more behind the scenes stuff, as well as merchandise that you can purchase, go to tweenerheadtennis.com. I hope to see you guys soon. Hope you all are good. Thanks, guys.
What's it like being part of a tennis country that always makes this much news for this stuff all the time? Is it fun? Is it exhausting?
I think it's ridiculous, to be honest. With all the issues that are going on in the world, we're focusing on someone's comments about Davis Cup. It's pretty sad. It's pretty sad.